The young man was astonished to discover that his beautiful female boss had heart disease. He widened his eyes, thinking he was mistaken. So he looked next door and found that the couple was fighting. Only then did the young man realize that he really had X-ray vision. So the next day, he followed the beautiful CEO to the jade store. The beautiful CEO saw a piece of raw stone with a good appearance and was ready to spend $3 million to buy it. But the young man opened his X-ray vision and found that it was just an ordinary stone. So he stopped the beautiful CEO and told her not to buy this raw stone. But the beautiful CEO didn't listen to the young man's advice and insisted on buying the raw stone. However, when the raw stone was cut open, she regretted it deeply. It was indeed just an ordinary stone. At this time, she remembered the young man's warning. At this moment, the young man happened to meet his ex-girlfriend. The scumbag boyfriend of his ex-girlfriend, in order to humiliate the young man, proposed to make a bet with him. Each of them chose a piece of raw stone. Whoever opened the more valuable raw stone would win, and the loser would compensate the other party 10 times the value of the raw stone. The president saw this situation and voluntarily became the notary of this bet. And he said that if one party didn't abide by the agreement, don't blame him for being ruthless. Both of them expressed their willingness to accept the bet. Then the competition officially began. The scumbag carefully selected a piece of raw stone worth $2 million and opened a glass kind worth $10 million. The scumbag made $8 million at once and then asked the young man to admit defeat voluntarily. But the young man said that the competition wasn't over yet and asked the boss what kind of jade was more valuable than the glass kind. When he learned that the Emperor Green was more valuable, the young man made a desperate effort and opened his mobile phone to query what the Emperor Green looked like. Then, amid the taunts of his ex-girlfriend and the scumbag, the young man opened his X-ray vision and found that there was something special in a piece of raw stone in the waist area. So he was ready to buy this stone, but he was short of money and couldn't afford $5,000. When the young man was in a dilemma, the beautiful CEO just came over and told the young man that she would pay this money. The scumbag knew the beautiful CEO long ago, and the beautiful CEO also said that this scumbag was her fiancé. Only then did the scumbag remember his identity, and hurriedly told the beautiful CEO that the woman beside him was just his toy. The young man looked at his ex-girlfriend, but the ex-girlfriend said that she was willing to be this man's toy. Even so, it was 100 times better than following a poor guy who couldn't even afford $5,000. In order to break off the relationship with the scumbag, the beautiful CEO deliberately said that this young man was her new boyfriend. But how could the scumbag let go of the beautiful CEO and threaten the beautiful CEO, saying that the development of your family completely relied on the support of my family? If you don't listen to me, then your company will go bankrupt completely. When the beautiful CEO was in a dilemma, the raw stone was finally opened, and the result was the legendary Emperor Green and worth $100 million. The scumbag couldn't believe it. After looking carefully, he was directly scared to the ground. Remembering the compensation of $1 billion, he immediately wanted to escape from here, but was directly stopped by the president. In order not to offend the president, the scumbag said that he could only take out $500 million. The young man knew that the opportunity had come and immediately asked the scumbag to write a divorce agreement with the beautiful CEO and guarantee that he wouldn't pester the beautiful CEO anymore in the future. Although the scumbag was reluctant, he had to kneel down and write the divorce agreement and then left angrily. The president learned that the young man actually had the ability to turn stone into gold and immediately expressed his willingness to spend $1 billion to buy this jade and protect the young man's safety. But the young man not only didn't sell the jade to the president, but also kept staring at the president's chest. The president asked what the young man was looking at. The young man said that the president's heart had already had problems and would attack within 7 days. And the problem was with the jade pendant she wore. How could the president believe his words and left directly? The beautiful CEO knew that the young man had caused a big trouble and quickly explained that the young man's brain might have been hit by a car and was not sober yet. But the president had already left with a fierce remark, saying that if his heart had no problem within 7 days, the young man would be in big trouble. The beautiful CEO then blamed the young man for offending someone he shouldn't have offended, but she didn't know that as soon as the president got in the car, his body began to feel strange.